Welcome to my Sitecore Diaries, your ultimate guide to digital experience excellence, your go-to channel for all the things in Sitecore.net and anything related to DXP. This is the last video, the exclusive last video on Frontend Development Series, Section 1. In this section, we have focused on HTML, CSS, Git and VS Code. So today what we are going to do is we are going to answer a few interview questions and also we'll go through a simple quiz. So it's time to test yourself. Let's start. Learn, revise and crack interviews. Let's start with first question. What is front-end development? Front-end development focuses on building the parts of a website users interact with, like layouts, buttons and forms using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. What is HTML and why is it important in front-end development? HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It structures web content using elements like heading, paragraphs and links. It is the backbone of every web page. The next question is, what are HTML tags and attributes? Tags define elements like p tag, anchor tag, etc., while attributes add extra information. In anchor tag we have href. What is the difference between div, span and section? Div is a generic block container, span is inline and section semantically groups related content. What is CSS and how does it enhance a web page? CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets, which styles elements like controlling colors, layouts, fonts and responsiveness. Type of CSS: inline, internal and external. So what are the different types of CSS? So inline is within the tags, internal is within styles tag and external is in separate .css file, which is best for scalability. How does the box model works in CSS? So how does box model works in CSS? Every element in box with content, padding, border and margin. It controls spacing and layout. What is VS Code and why is it popular? VS Code is lightweight, customizable code editor with rich extensions and Git integrations. It is ideal for web development. Useful VS Code extensions for frontend. What are the different VS Code extensions for frontend? Live server, prettier, git lens, auto rename tag, emit, which help with formatting, live previewing and git tracking. What is source control and why is it important? Source control tracks code changes, helps collaborations and allows rollbacks if something breaks. And Git is the most popular source control. What are commits, branches, merges and conflicts? A commit saves changes. A branch is a separate work line. Merge combines branches and conflict occurs when changes overlap. Difference between local and remote repository. Local repository is on your computer, whereas a remote repository is online or sharing and backup. How does GitHub Desktop helps developers? GitHub Desktop gives a GUI to use Git features without typing commands. Great for beginners and visual tracking. Difference between Git and GitHub. Git is the version control tool, whereas GitHub is a web-based platform to host Git repositories. What are the basic commands like clone, commit, push and pull? Clone it copies the repository, commit saves the changes, push sends changes to the remote, and pull brings latest changes to from the remote to local. Alright, now it's time for a quiz. I'm sharing this link with you in the description. This is basically my blog site list. So I have my blog, my site code diaries blogspot.com. So on that blogspot we have this quiz. You can visit the blogspot and do the quiz. So let's start with the quiz. Which action in GitHub Desktop corresponds to git push command? What does git push do? Click new branch. So how will you git push? How will you do a git push? Click new branch is the command, push origin, pull origin, or commit to main. So it's push origin. Why is source control important? It helps track changes, collaborates with other and revert to previous version if needed. It used to design user interface, it manages server side logic, or it handles database queries. Obviously it helps track changes, collaborate with others and revert to previous version if needed. What is source control? A tool to design user interface, a database management system, a system to manage and track changes to code over a time, and a programming language. I think it's a system to manage and track changes to code over time. Why is CSS important in front-end development? It allows developers to create visually appealing responsive designs. It is used to manage server-side logic. It helps in database management, or it is required for creating APIs. Obviously, it allows developers to create visually appealing and responsive design. Which of the following is a core technology of a front-end development? HTML, Python, SQL or Node.js? It's HTML. What is the purpose of CSS in web development? To structure the content of the web page, to style and lay out the content of the web page, to manage server-side logic, to handle database queries. To style and lay out the content of a web page. Which of the following is the basic source control terminology? Framework, database, commit or API? It's commit. What is the first step to install VS Code? Install Node.js, download the installer from the Office Visual Studio Code website, clone a Git repository or install Python. It's download the installer from the official Visual Studio Code website. What is the difference between Git and GitHub? Git is a version control system, while GitHub is a platform for hosting Git repositories. Git is a programming language, while GitHub is a database. Git is used for designing the user interface, while GitHub is used for a backend development. Git is a database management tool, while GitHub is a version control system. So what is the correct answer here? It's Git is a version control system, while GitHub is a platform for hosting Git repositories. Which of the following is a Git command to create a new branch? Git pull origin branch? No. Git push origin branch? No. Git commit and message? No. Git branch name. So what we want to do is a new branch. So this one. What does HTML stand for? Hypertext markup language, hypertext management language, hypertool markup language or hypertext machine language? It's hypertext markup language. Which of the following is the correct way to include CSS in an HTML document? Using the style sheet tag with the head section, using a script tag within the body section, using the link tag within the body section, or using the meta tag with the head section. So How will you include CSS in HTML? I think this is the answer: style tag with head section. Which of the following is a popular VS Code extension for frontend? TensorFlow, MySQL Workbench, Django, or Prettier Code Formatter? It's Prettier Code Formatter. What is the purpose of git commit command? To save changes to the repository with a message, to create a new branch, option to push changes to remote repository, or to pull changes from a remote repository. It's to save the changes to the repository with message. So what is the primary focus of front-end development? Building the server-side logic of an application, designing and implementing the user interface, user experience, managing database and data stores, or creating APIs for backend communications. It is designing and implementing the user interface. So we have given all the answers now, so you can submit it. It will tell you how many are correct. Let's say this. Okay, now our score, it's all correct. It's all correct. So it will give you what is wrong here. So which action, if you see here how it is give this response. So I will suggest to have a look on this quiz. I am giving you the link in the description. Alright, we are now officially closing section 1 of front-end development video series. In next section, we are going to concentrate on JavaScript and jQuery. If you are enjoying this series, do share this series with your friends and colleagues. If you are new to the channel, please do consider subscribing to the channel and click on notification bell. If you like to have access of some exclusive videos, then do consider joining the channel. I will meet you in next week with jQuery and JavaScript. Thank you.